Hello there, it's William. So let's continue. So last time I sort of break my sculpting, and so this time I'm going to save it. So basically, I'm going to first change the proportion because sometimes I think this area is a little bit too big, so I'm going to change that. And then I'm going to fix the detail. So in one video, it's a challenge for me. So let's get started. So first I'm going to make it small, and I'm going to push this part inside, because right now it's definitely not okay to have this, and remesh it along the way. And I think approximately I should have a finger separated like this rather than remesh it. And it's more like it because it don't need to be exactly proportional, because the finger's actual length is a little bit longer than that, because it's curved. Okay. And what I'm going to do is to adding a little bit of curvature here. So first make it big, get the part up and down, got a fairly big one. And I'm going to make it up here, up here, down here, down here, to give it a nice curve. And of course, in order for it to be not so asymmetric, I'm going to do this way as well. This one need a little bit smoothing. It's a little bit curved and stretched, so don't worry, I can fix it, because this video essentially is the fixing things. And definitely needs a little bit smoothing here. Just get a knuckle, a hint, but nothing too much. And we need a little bit of volume here. So let's first reassure this shape is good, and then let's talk about extra detail. I'm going to curve it. I think the finger is a little bit zoom it. You can even compare it with your own hands to look at proportion. I think the proportion is okay. Nothing too fancy, but the width of the finger is a little bit too out of proportion. So but I don't think you need to worry about that too much, because once I use brush like this, clay strip brush, and we're going to add details on it, so don't you worry about that. Okay, something like that, and let's add some detail. Knuckle area, a little bit stretched, and this knuckle should be much bigger. Just add sort of a landmark. Now I think this part is a little bit too long, so I'm going to adjust that. And it's not too rounded finger, so I'm going to change the shape. Tip of the finger. Maybe just stretch that a little bit. And yeah, clearly we haven't pushed the side inside, and this should be pushed up. I can push it up first and then add all this carve. Remember to got this corresponding space to push. You're not pushing without any proof. So it's a little bit like solving mathematical problem. You don't necessarily have to, follow a certain rule, but just a general rule of thumb give you a sense of feeling that you're doing the right thing, and that's just about it. This definitely lack bulginess, so let me inflate that part a little bit. This part should be pushed inside a little bit. Maybe just grab this part inside and push this inside. Alright, and still I got a feeling that the fingers a little bit too long, and the proportion here is not so good. So let me just stretch this part out. I think because of the shadowy area here. That got things a little bit weird. And this part we haven't pushed inside enough, so the separation is not as good as I expected. And I think this part of the lacking a little bit. Just grab this part out. A little bit of roundness here, but push. Let me stretch this a little bit to make it adding a little bit of roundness, because this person got a lot of muscle, should be bulged this part. Get a pretty smooth and round part here, and the separation here is a little bit weird, I think, because the some parts should be like this, and you should go this way and should leave this part. And let's try to do that by stretching this a little bit. Get a more separated feeling. Adding a little bit sort of meaty area. Let me push this down altogether. I think this should get a sort of a wing-like structure. So I'm going to do that smoothly. Okay, let me add this landmark. And I think the bone area should approximately at the same part as this area, so I'm going to push this up a little bit. So previously it's a little bit down. Let me push it up and just scrap the previous one. And once I got that, approximately the next part is here. Okay. This part do not have a pretty prominent. This will be the finger. A little bit of cutting here. So once you got that, you can add a little bit curve, because I'm going to move this down a little bit. Push it up, push it down, and get this part up. Make it smooth, push this part. And this meaty part clearly did not bulge enough. So let me just give it a little bit volume. And let's add a little bit landmark. That's too much. Because the some fold this way, okay? So I sort of like it to give it a folded feeling. And yeah, this part still seems a little bit weird, because naturally, let me think about it. Naturally, this fingernail should be aside. Okay, so the fingernail should be this way. Sorry, I think I made a mistake. The fingernail should be at the side rather than here. Okay, so yeah, sorry guys, I made a mistake. I'm going to scrap that. And I sort of need to move all that to the side rather than down. So let's do some major changes of the direction. Okay, so it should go side. So basically it should curve this way. And good separation. Scrap all that. Let's add digital landmark at this side, because it should be in this way. Okay, so add a little bit mark here, and maybe here, because this should be approximately the same line. Connect all that, and then change the shape. So push that, but not to push too much. So it should be like this. Stretch left and right a little bit. Push this part in. Then I need to add a little bit volume here, so I'm going to just make it small, just to make it bulge it out. Grab that out and just smooth it. I think maybe that's a good way. That's much more like it. The fine tuning of the finger shape. This part do not get down enough, so let me smooth that out. Yeah, this is much more like it. I think I also got this sort of connecting parts here. So maybe I'm going to grab this, maybe just bulge this Let's use the clay strip brush. Adding that. So we got the alright, and the thumb part, yeah, needs a little bit fine tuning is this part, and I think this part is connected to this sort of padding part here. So I think because everything is connected, and let's do this part, and this part angle will just looks fine. So let's talk about the padding. The padding just because we got a clear cutting point, the hand is moving. Okay, we got a clear cut here, and maybe here. Okay, and maybe some people have different cut, and I think some culture may got the some saying about this cut. So maybe one line is represent life, the other is represent wells, something like that. Okay, so yeah. So I think once you got that, naturally you can get the rest of it ready. And I think I'm going to push this finger down a little bit, more like the outward, but flat it. So you can get more separation here. But clearly I like to add a little bit of bulginess of the finger. And clearly that's still too much. Yeah, still. And make it more flat, because it's sort of like the side view of the finger. So just make it more flat and more round. Maybe that's too much of a stretch. Still, I think the finger is too long. Let me just make it fairly big. Look at it from different angles, shall we? This way. Looks pretty good, because you know, it's sort of a curve, so you need to look at this way, and the proportions distorted. So you need to think of a 3D view rather than 2D view. The side is a little bit weird. Let me grab that. Okay. And let me add a little bit of curve of the finger, so it seems much more natural than sort of a stick finger feeling. Look at another bony landmark. Then at another side, this is the place where we should put it in, because this should be a sort of a connected. So we get 1, 2, 3, and then we got a bony area here. The bony area is, should be like this. So I think we sort of misplace it at here. So let me grab that out and smooth it a little bit. So this is just a fine tuning, and alright, so I think we pretty much finished the proportion part, and then that's dealing with the detail part. This proportion still lacking because it's a little bit too thin. This is a little bit too big, and sort of extruded that a little bit. The landmark part should be bulged, the rest shouldn't. The rest should be like a straight line or something. This part a little bit flat, right? Let me smooth it out. Don't want it like a sharp edges. Smooth this side out. Okay. Then let's talk about detail. We still got some time. So let's first add a little bit of curve here, because you should have a nice curve of the thumb. This part should extrude a little bit, okay? And here we got this bony area, and here we got this bulginess, another bone. So the whole thumb should be sort of tilted up, and let me just add a nice round shape here, and we got this landmark and the rest of it should be like this. So it's basically a sort of a rounded shape. This is more like it. And then detail, just do that only part again. Then we can use this cut feature to cut a little bit. Because we often fold our sum this way, so this should be a clear cut. Then is the corresponding cut. So here, once you got that, you can go to this place and you know the cut is right here. You can even add multiple one because you do not fold exactly the line. Okay, so the trick is to find this bony landmark and doing the corresponding cut. And I think this cut should be go up a little bit. That's definitely too low. And once you got this cut, you can clearly see the proportion more clearly, and it might give you a much more clear view of which way you are going. Okay. This cutting point do not have, definitely have this. We got a bony area here. The cutting point should be here. Okay, that's a pretty good detail. And once you got the detail, you can sort of change the length of it, because sometimes you might think some part of the finger is not as long as you expected. So just a good way to adjust the proportion without break the initial sculpting. This part is a bit thin. Let me grab and broach that a little bit. Still too thin. Let me grab that, broach that. And as we do the sculpting, I want to share with you guys that there are some of the tools available here that you can do this full body scan, and you can even buy some of the assets of other people's body scan for commercial use, and it's really helpful if you try to quickly build a sort of commercial project. But the reason for I doing this is that you need to know how things is done, how things done in the first place. Okay, you're not going to just grab this other people's asset and claim that it's yours. Okay, you need to know the logic behind it, and then you're better equipped to revise it. Okay, I think I got a little problem, you see. Yeah, I think I break it a little bit. Maybe I overdo it. Let me just return it to normal. I think it's because of the light here. So let me just get rid of the sculpt mode. Let me get the light, because the lighting can have a huge effect on our. We already got sun here. I think because it's the shadowy part. Okay, I know the reason. Let's add a light here. Okay, and then let's continue to sculpt. Okay, mesh it. Because it's relaxed, so the knuckle will show. If it's not relaxed, you won't be able to see it. You might see a little hole here, and we can add some of the detail here, because yeah, this is a general rule of thumb. As long as this place can fold, we got some sort of folding line, and that will connect to other part of the hand, which is pretty normal. can even add some of the cutting line here, but we're going to put it back to our whole body, so it won't matter too much. Let me change the shape here as well. So let me add a little bit curve, because if you look at here, we got this bony landmark here. So approximately this place. Just grab this part out, give it a nice curve. Just a hint, say that you noticed got a bony mark, and that will be fine. Okay, I think that's pretty decent. Okay, and I think it's already a pretty long video right now. I tend to make my video less than 1 hour, but save all these edits and all the mistake and how I remedy that in this video. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my video, and yeah, my name is William, so thank you for your support. Bye.